Not everything is meant to be, and that's okay. For example, that girl you like might not like you, or you might not even, or she might not even be the person you thought she was. Or that new job, that new passion, that new hobby, that new whatever it may be. You tried it out and you just didn't enjoy it like you thought you were. You know what I'm saying? And that is fine. Cause then in my case, I would get stuck on the thing like, bro, I keep jumping from this to this and not sticking with something, or moving from this to this, or like this girl should have been or could have been, and you get stuck in that. You get stuck in those thoughts, right? But you gotta take a step back and realize like each one of those experiences brought you new, well, experiences, and you could either learn from those, and I'm sure you have, from any experience, anything. There's something you take it from it. You know what I mean? Whether it's been like something so simple, just like let's just on some random, like you learned how to do an oil change and you're like, no, I don't even like working on cars, but now you know how to do an oil change. You might not enjoy it, but like, hey, if you ever need to, you got that. Now you have that experience. Or with certain girls, certain girls might have acted a certain way or did certain things that you didn't like, and during that time you allowed it to happen, kept going with them. But now when a new girl comes around, you're like, you know what, I don't like when they act this way or when they do these certain things. And now you'll just be able to walk away from that instead of continuing with that. So I think about it like, in general, anything. Even if it was something that didn't necessarily lead to anything greater or bigger, or, you know, just during that time, your mindset during that time was set on that and you pursued that. And that's beautiful, man. You got to learn, experience something new that you otherwise wouldn't have. And don't think about it as like a waste of time or of like waste of potential, waste of whatever you may be thinking. Just think about it as that was a chapter. You learned some things, you fucked up a couple times, but it is what it is. Not everything's meant to happen, but everything happens for a reason. Nah, the thing with the everything happens for a reason, even the not everything is meant to happen, this is where I switch it up, right? I find it to be like people just trying to cope in certain ways. You really just gotta, it depends how you think about it, right? In the instance of like not everything is meant to be, right? It's true. Because you attempted something new or you pursued a girl, whatever the case is, you tried it out, it wasn't what you thought it was gonna be, or it just didn't work out. That's fine. Solid. But now let's say, and this is my case too, I think about it like, oh, with this one girl, and if you guys seen the other videos, then you know who I'm talking about. Like, oh, it's probably just not meant to be. There's so many things going on. But that's just me bullshitting. That's just me trying to feel better about me not actually going out of my way to pursue her. You know? So that's just me bullshitting. That's just me coping, saying, oh, not everything's meant to be. Man, you're not even trying. You're not even doing anything. You don't know if it's meant to be or not, you know? Same thing with like a new hobby, a new job, or whatever it may be. Or just say you don't even take the opportunity arises out of nowhere. You don't even take that. Then how are you going to say it's not meant to be if you didn't even take it? You know what I'm saying? And that one's a little tricky, right? It really... And it's not as simple as, oh, just take the opportunity, take this. Because there's so many other factors that go into it, right? But that's where you got to just really see where you're at, and if you're able to take that opportunity. I don't know if that makes much sense, but it makes sense in my head. The way I find it to be coping is if you don't really take action, and then instead of like accepting or realizing that it didn't work out because you didn't take action, you put it on the not everything is meant to be. But if you did take action, asked her out, went on a date, didn't end up working out, then you know what? It not everything's meant to be, and that's solid. That's valid. And then the everything happens for a reason. That one, I don't know. That one just came to my mind while I'm yapping right now. But with that one, really, everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. I don't think, actually, no, I don't think that's coping. Because you don't inherently know if something is good or bad. Because this thing could have happened and it could turn out to be something good or something bad. You just don't know. Either way, still a new experience, and hopefully you can learn from it, right? So maybe that one's not coping. I only say the coping for the other one because it really just relates to my case right now. I got, what is that, low mud? Let's see, let's take that off. Yeah, take it off later. But look, everything's not meant to be. Don't get caught up in the past thinking like, oh, I could have done this different, should have done this instead, this could have been that, I could have done this and that. That doesn't help you, man. If anything, just think about those days. You probably met some people during that time. You probably did a couple things that you enjoyed during that time. There was probably some good in it, some lessons learned. Take that out of it, and now just move forward with it. And then don't also let it stop you from trying new things or attempting new things, new relationships, new whatever the case. Because then if you get stuck in that thought too, like, oh, I don't want to attempt this because last time I attempted something, it didn't lead to anything. That could also be very, I'd say, sad, man. Because then you never know. That thing you didn't do. And don't think about it like that either, right? But moving forward, man, I guess you can, right? I don't want to put you down. Just attempt it, man. If it don't lead to nothing, it wasn't meant to be. But if it does, then nice. And with these things, I'm gonna make a whole video about it, but all these passions, all these hobbies, the thing that would really help you pursue them, enjoy them, is to be financially stable, man. It's like, sounds ugly, sounds nasty, sad, but it's the reality, right? Because if you are, you have a little bit more freedom to try new things, explore new things. But if you're stuck paycheck to paycheck, it's gonna be very hard to branch out and do things you might just want to enjoy.